Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I am SDG and hopefully you guys are doing great. So with the near approach of Call of Duty Cold War with Warzone's integration, there have been many updates that have been going through, I believe, November 24th till now. There have been larger updates, specifically the one that happened, I believe, on November 24th, and there have been smaller updates and hot fixes throughout the weeks. Now, I will be highlighting the best weapons in this specific video at the current state, and pretty much the best weapons that will help you get on streaks, get higher your KD, and help you just do better in general. These guns are very strong, and these guns are very much, well, not just guns at least, loadouts. This is a loadouts video. So I'll be giving you guys perks, wildcards, and many more. So stay tuned and watch the whole video so you can get the best perspective of it. Now, quick disclaimer, the perks, so in all loadouts, the perks, the lethal and tactical, and also the wildcards are all the same. So I'm not going to repeat myself over and over. I'll go over it in my very first loadout. But just a quick disclaimer, I'm not going to continuously say the same perks, the same wildcards, and also the same exact lethal and tactical throughout the entirety of the video. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, really the only differences in each loadout would be the weapons and the attachments on those specific weapons. So yeah, in general, just please keep that in mind. Now, before the video continues, if you are interested in Call of Duty news, tactics, tips, and tricks, and many more, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content that I drop consistent of those ideals. Now let's start off with the first loadout. So for the very first class setup, I am running the Krig 6 assault rifle, the Gallo SA-12 shotgun, the tactical stim, Semtax, and field mic field upgrade, also the perks engineer, forward intel, scavenger, quartermaster, ninja, and ghost, and finally the wildcard perk read. Now before I get into the weapons and their specific loadouts, I'll give you guys the reason why I'm running the tactical, lethal, field upgrade perks and wildcards. Let's start off with the tactical. So for the tactical, I'm running the stim shot because it's the most powerful tactical in my opinion, next to the stun grenades, as it allows you to get a bunch more health really quickly, and you can engage in gunfights much easier and quicker. And then I chose the Semtax over anything else really because it specifically sticks to walls, but it can also stick to enemies. Meaning, let's say that there is a bunch of enemies rounded up all together in one little area. As long as you stick one of them, all of them will die pretty much. And the Semtax in general is really powerful. Another reason why I choose it is because if you hold it in your hand for a duration of time, it won't just randomly explode like the grenade does. It's always off unless you actually throw it, which is amazing. Now I'm running the field mic because in my opinion I like knowing where the enemies are, just so I can get a hint of where I should pre-aim or where I should be in that current time. So that's why I run the field mic over anything else. Now for the perks, I'm running engineer and forward intel because, well, engineer allows me to see enemies, like the specific enemies equipments and all that other stuff. Let's say they drop a sentry turret, I can blow it up with my Semtax easily because I can see it. Forward intel because it gives me that bigger mini map, and it just gives me much more intel as it says. Now for scavenger, I've experimented with different perks in this specific area. I choose scavenger over most of them because when you pick up, when you go on a really long streak with a specific weapon, then you lose ammo. You lose a bunch of ammo. Of course, on some maps there are ammo caches, but I don't think they're on every single map. Meaning, if you have scavenger, all you have to do is go over the dead bodies and you get your ammo back. Then for quartermaster, pretty self-explanatory. Well, not really, but it allows you to have an unlimited amount of equipment as long as it's in a specific time frame. So you have to wait a specific amount of time for example, my Semtax to reload. So there's that. And ninja and ghost, simply because they're the two most powerful perks in my opinion, and bunched up together, you're pretty much invisible. Then obviously perk greed, because I need all those perks. So that's just a nice little look into the reasons why I specifically choose these equipments. Now, since the equipment is done and said, let's get right on into the Krig 6. For the Krig 6, I'm using the Microflex LED, and in almost every single case, the optic is always optional, so you can go ahead and switch it up to anything you'd like. The recoil doesn't change, nothing really changes, it's just my preference of reticle. Then I skipped the muzzle because this gun already has really no vertical recoil, so it's not really necessary to put a muzzle. For barrel, I run the 19.7 Ranger because of that bullet velocity. Now, in most of the guns and the assault rifles, there are specific barrels that allow you to have 100% bullet velocity, or sorry, 100% damage range and also 40% bullet velocity. Because this gun doesn't have it, I'd rather take the bullet velocity over the effective damage range. Now, as we move on to the body, I am running the soft target designator, which is a reveal distance attachment and allows you to see much better. I specifically choose this one because it gives you plus 60% while aiming down sight. So that's just a nice little perk I have on mine. For the underbarrel, I'm running the foregrip because this gun does have horizontal recoil control. And as a matter of fact, before I dive any deeper, I actually made a specific video, a very chunky video I might add, on this specific gun. And I'll put it somewhere up on the screen so you can go check that out if you're interested. But yeah, this helps out with the horizontal recoil control, making this pretty much an aimbot gun. I don't run a magazine anymore, really. I don't find it necessary because it slows you down. I'm trying to make it as quick as possible. Then finally, I'm running the handle airborne elastic wrap for that speed and I believe drop shotting, even though I don't use it. Now for the gallo, I'd like this to go quick and easy. So it's the agency choke I'm running for the muzzle, the reinforced heavy barrel for the barrel, the SWAT 5mm laser for the body, the 12 round tube mags, and finally the airborne elastic wrap. This gun in general, very nice hip fire accuracy and very nice fire rate. In general, probably the better shotgun. I chose this over the Hauer 77, although the Hauer 77, like 85% of the time, is a one-shot kill. I'd rather take this because I know sometimes it's a one-shot kill, but it's most likely 100% a two-shot kill, if you understand where I'm coming from. So that's why I choose this one. Now for my second class, I have the AK-47 and the Gallo SA-12, those two guns, and the same exact equipment from before. Now let's dive right into the AK-47. For the AK, I'm running the KGB Eliminator, simply because of the vertical recoil help. On top of that, I'm running the VDV 18.2 inch reinforced barrel, simply because it has bullet velocity, which is quite important. Then also I'm running the Tiger Team Spotlight, the Spetsnaz grip, and also the Serpent wrap. I don't run a magazine with this either, because I don't really find it especially necessary for multiplayer to have more than 30 rounds. That's just me, because the magazine slows you down. Although you get 10 more rounds, that might be nice, but in general I like the 30 rounds a little better. And the Gallo is the same as before. I'm running the agency choke, the 21.4 inch reinforced barrel, Ember sight point, the 12 round tube mags, and finally the Serpent wrap handle. Now for my third class, I'm running the QBZ and also the M79. This thumper, as it's called, as it's nicknamed at least, is quite powerful, especially if you know where someone is specifically, but you can't shoot them because they're past a wall or something. The thumper's grenade has a blast radius, so you can kill them quite easily without generally aiming at them, which is nice. But for the QBZ, I'm running the SOCOM Eliminator, the 15-inch reinforced heavy barrel, the field agent grip, the 40 round magazine, and the handle, the airborne elastic wrap handle. Now for the magazine, I chose 40 rounds simply because, well, I when it comes to this gun, I feel better with 40 rounds. I genuinely do not know what it is, but when it comes to the 40 round mags on this gun, it's just really nice, and especially because this gun is just very powerful. It's surprisingly good. On top of that, I don't run an optic because iron sights are quite clean on this gun too. So there's that. Now let's get right into my fourth class setup, and this would be none other than with the M16 and also the Sigma 2 launcher. The only reason why I run the Sigma 2 is to shoot down spy planes, and that's really it. Because of the spam, of course. Now for the M16, I am running the Millstop Reflex, the 15.9 inch strike team, primarily for the fire rate. Then I'm running the Field Agent foregrip, the 54 round mags, and the Serpent wrap. Now why I'm running the 54 round mags is because when it comes to burst rifles, the more ammunition they have, the way more powerful it becomes. Burst rifles are much different from automatic rifles, which is why I tend to run larger magazines with burst rifles and tactical rifles. Now let's get into the final class setup, which has gotten to be probably my favorite. I don't know. This is debatable, of course, because this gun is really similar to the Krig 6. And of course, I'll already put it up, but you can go check out the Krig 6 video, because I compare that gun to this one, and this gun is the XM4. By the way, the class setup is simply just the XM4 with the RPG. Now, for the XM4, I'm running the Hawksmoor sight. I really enjoy using this specific sight. I'm not too sure what it is, but it's really clean in my opinion. Now for the muzzle, I'm running the suppressor. First muzzle I believe I ran the entire video, or second muzzle. Now for the barrel, I'm running the 13.7 extended. Now let's go back to the suppressor real quick. For the suppressor, it gives you, like, you can't be seen by the minimap, but it takes away bullet velocity and effective damage range. But what I'm worried about is specifically the bullet velocity. So to counter that, I use the extended barrel, which gives you 100% bullet velocity, pretty much gaining you 85% bullet velocity if you do the math correctly. Finally, or not finally, but I'm using the Field Agent grip for that recoil control, and finally the Airborne Elastic Wrap for speed. This gun in general, this is really the only gun I've been using. Sometimes I enjoy it, sometimes I don't, but this specific class setup is extremely strong. I do not know what it is, but I don't think I felt this good with the XM4 before ever, you know? So just if you are interested in this, go ahead, give it a try. It's really powerful and really enjoyable. So yeah, there's that. Now that I have summed up the, I believe, 5 best class setups you want to be running, I want to go over some other weapons just really quick. So let's go over submachine guns. Of course, before, SMGs would 100% be all the way up. Some of them would overthrow assault rifles, right? But ever since the MP5 nerf, I really just never used the MP5 ever again. The Milano got to be the best SMG here. But the reason why I didn't put SMGs is, for one, they don't have good bullet velocity, meaning they're extremely slow to killing. And on top of that, their range isn't the best. So in general, I stick to ARs, because ARs, they can come close range, medium range, and long range. SMGs only close range and sometimes medium range, which is really a shame. So I don't really see myself using the SMGs anytime soon, unless they do get a big buff or a moderate buff. And really, I don't really see myself using tactical rifles other than the M16, LMGs, and sniper rifles, both of which are a little too slow for my liking, and I'm not a huge fan of those. So ARs for the way, really. But if buffs happen, changes happen, of course I'll post about that and make an updated video. But to update this video, I'm pretty much going to be making another update on December 10th when everything starts integrating. I'm extremely excited for that, and also Season 1 comes out then. So it's pretty exciting stuff. Nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it, and also if you are interested in Call of Duty news, tips, tricks, and much more, make sure to subscribe with post notifications on so you do not miss out on any new content that I drop consisting of those ideals. Nonetheless, thank you once more for watching, and hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Peace out.